Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. I'm Mark. This is Mark Orton Disc Golf. And yeah, today we're going to talk about at least one of the reasons why I suck. Or maybe I should say why I still suck. Look, I've only been playing for a little over 2 years. And I am a little bit older. I'm not some like 15-year-old or 18-year-old or 25-year-old or even 30-year-old that's going to bounce back super easy and just pick things up like that. I'm a little bit older, and so it takes a little bit of time, but that's not the reason that I suck. Really, it's my inconsistency. It's that I like to go out and have fun and play rounds, and that I haven't been putting in the time to really do what it takes in the field, put in the field work, put in the putting practice. But as I've said over the last couple of videos, and in videos in the past, for this year, I am going to take things a little bit more seriously. I'm going to put in the work. I've been going out, I've been doing the putting work in the backyard, I've been working with the tech disc, I've been doing other things. But how do I know that I'm doing things right? How do I know that I'm doing the right things in the right way to get the results that I expect? And how does throwing into a net or putting in my backyard equate to real performance out on the disc golf course or in a tournament setting? Because honestly, I'm not going to be able to replicate the stress situations, no matter what I do in my backyard or out playing a casual round by myself, that you experience during a tournament round. And that's where I think something like coaching really plays a big part. Now, you may say, Mark, what do you know about coaching? Well, for those of you who don't know much of my background, one of the things that I have done in the past, I was a professional mountain bike racer and then transitioned into being a professional mountain bike coach. I was a elite level USA cycling coach. On top of that, I actually have a master's degree in coaching. So I kind of know a little bit about what I'm talking about when it comes to coaching. And I think that in the world of disc golf, there's an element of coaching that's missing. Now, there are coaches out there, whether or not they are certified by any existing board or governing body. They're not. I'll just plainly say that. There is no, it isn't like a USA Cycling where there is a governing body that falls under an Olympic, really that's where most of it is driven from the Olympic side of things. I've actually taught at Olympic training centers. I do know a little bit about coaching. So there isn't that baseline of what a coach needs to be. And so you've got people out there that are just good local pros that are making a buck doing really essentially what's truly a clinic and not necessarily coaching. To me, coaching is a plan. It's something where you sit down with an individual, with your client, and you plan out where they are, where they want to be, and you set up steps and checkpoints and a plan to get them from point A to point B. And along that way, you are checking in, whether it be in person, through an app, whatever, you're checking in. You've got some way to see that they're making progress, and you adjust that plan along the way. It isn't just there are plans out there. Believe me, there are, no matter what sport you're in, there are plans you can go out, probably have ChatGPT put up something for you, but a plan that says, hey, go from here to here in 90 days by doing this. None of that's going to be as effective as working with a truly talented, successful coach. Someone that knows what they're doing and can put the time in to progress you from one point to the other. Now, I mentioned a few videos ago that I really was going to take things seriously and I was going to look. I had gotten a coach back when I was up in New Jersey. I'd worked with Dan Brooks Wells. He was a team MVP player, and unfortunately he's kind of gotten out of the coaching thing and I moved. So I'd worked with him for a few sessions and I saw a lot of improvement. Really enjoyed the time that I worked with him. But now that I've moved, I decided, hey, let's figure out if there's someone in the local area that I can start working with on a regular basis. And that's what I had tried to do with Dan. We had actually set up something where I was going to be going in monthly to really work on that progression, because I know from a coaching standpoint that once is not going to get it done, that it has to be something where it's progressive and you're working through things. And as you sometimes you progress in some areas and other areas fall off, and so you've got to go back and forth, and it's a progression. It's not linear and it's not a one and done. So I really was looking to try and find a coach that I could work with on a recurring basis, someone that could really work with me on my mental game, on my accuracy, on my game day prep, things that I had dialed so much when I was racing mountain bikes that for whatever reason I struggle immensely with out on the disc golf course. And I don't know why. It's kind of crazy that I crumble under pressure as bad as I do when I was so successful on a mountain bike under the same type of pressure. It's weird. It is really weird. But now at this point, as of today, sitting here recording this, I have reached out to 3 different coaches. And I've kind of gotten more or less blown off by every single one of them. One of them has a nicely set up website where I went on, selected times, did stuff. Never got a response. One of them, locals referred me to, reached out, was told, oh yeah, I'd love to work with you. I threw out some dates. Those dates weren't going to work. Really haven't heard anything since. I'm still hoping that something works out there and we're able to make something work. But what you'll find is that a lot of these guys, a lot of the people that are out there offering coaching services are either local pros or touring pros, and they've got a job to do when it comes to disc golf, and that's on the weekends. And I have a full-time job, and especially this time of year, the only real time I've got to get out and work on things where we can go out to a course or out in the field is at night, or is on the weekends, because the nights are blocked off with darkness. Until it starts getting, springtime and we get past this, then evenings could work, and maybe someone local that would work out for. But if the person you're trying to work with is a touring pro, you got to realize that their ability to work with you, even though working with you is probably going to get them paid better than touring, but being what it is, they want to be a touring pro, and so that's what they're doing. That's what they enjoy. That's what they're doing it for. Most of them are not doing it for the money because there is no real money in it. But there's this whole, and this is where my coaching background comes into it, there is an opportunity being missed on the coaching side of someone coming in with plans. And there may be some out there. I personally like going to a coach, someone that can stand there and say, okay, no, you are dipping your elbow while you're doing this, hold this up, do this, or give me, exercises to work on things because of what they've seen in person. Formero is really cool, but for a lot of the coaches that are on there, it's like upload one video of you throwing a disc. And it's like, that could have been the perfect throw where everything just kind of clicked and you're not getting a true representation. It's seeing me out on a course, maybe my first 20 throws look great, but then for whatever reason I hit a tree on my 21st throw, and then every throw after that my confidence is shot and I throw like crap. And that's where I need the attention. It's not on that first throw. It's not on the one perfect throw that I sent to you or on the one bad throw that I sent to you. It's the whole. It's the sum of all the parts. It's missing. It is missing. And I don't know the solution to it because this sport hasn't progressed to the point where, and look, I know that this is a whole another topic that we could get into where, there's the whole, should it become an Olympic sport? Well, then you get to deal with WADA and USADA and, well, think about the people that are playing. Most of the people playing experiment and do other relaxation techniques that would not be acceptable to someone, as someone who has been in the testing pool, who had a UCI license. It doesn't matter if you get selected for a test. It doesn't matter why something's in your system. It doesn't matter if it's legal in your state. It doesn't matter if you have a prescription for it. If it is on the banned substance list, you cannot use it. You cannot have it in your system, or you will be banned from that sport. It's pretty simple. So there's this whole, do we take disc golf to this next professionalism level? And the truth is, I don't think disc golf is ready or wants that. The majority of the players probably don't want that. Some of the pros, I think, would say absolutely they do, but I think that you would get into this gray area where local events wouldn't be sanctioned events. They'd all have to be other events, because all the regulations that come along with a truly sanctioned event that falls under a governing body such as USA Cycling, USA Rowing, USA Running, any of those types of things where it is based off of Olympics, professional sports, it's not there. But some of the coaching techniques and things that exist out there, I know that like Josh from Overthrow came from a tennis background, and so I'm sure that he understands what I'm talking about when I'm talking about a progression and I'm talking about setting up plans. It for the most part, it is not a one and done type thing for most sports. But for whatever reason, the coaching that you get in disc golf seems to only be that clinic style coaching, not a true sit down, evaluate the person, put together a plan, work together, refine that plan, and get them to a specific goal. It's missing. Have you guys looked at coaches? What are your thoughts on this? How do you plan out your fieldwork sessions? How do you know what to do? Yeah, there are 100,000 YouTube videos out there about field work, about how to throw further, how to get an extra 100 yards or 100 feet of distance, how to go past 300, how to go past 400, how to hit 500. But that's what worked for one person. And that's the art of coaching, is that you can't just say, this will work. It's that you say, look, this has worked for a lot of people. Let's try it. Evaluate whether or not it's working. Make adjustments. Incorporate other techniques. Maybe change something else. Realize that it wasn't this, or this that was causing the problem. It was this back here. We have to take a step back, fix this, and then come back here. It's a lot more complex than just saying, look, everyone can do this exercise, go do this drill, it'll work. It won't work for everybody. And that's the reason that I still suck, is that I cannot find a coach that has the knowledge to transfer to me, that has the time and the patience to work with me, and has the availability to come up with something with me. Who's out there? What coach is out there that is ready to take this on, is ready to become a part of this and lead me down that path? I want to get better. I want to get a lot better. Help. If you guys have any input, leave it down below. If you stuck around this long, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you guys checking it out. I'll see you guys next time. See ya.